Hello there, and welcome back to Sotero Tarot. Thanks for being here. Today's message is going to be for Scorpio and Scorpio placements. We're going to be exploring themes around your 10th house, which is public image, legacy. It's at the very top of your chart, right? It's, your ambitions. It's what you do for work. It's career. And we also have the energy of Mars here. So, how you take action around this. Are you at a point in your life where you're transforming, Scorpio, right? How you show up. Identity shift? Stepping into your true calling? Let's see. So, as we get into the reading here today, in your subconscious energy, right? The things that are motivating you right now, Scorpio, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Seven of Pentacles is planting seeds and seeing what grows. So have you been sort of diversifying your interests lately? Do you feel torn between two paths? The Queen of Wands is entrepreneurial energy. She's, she doesn't care what people think about her. I listened to one reader and he talks about, right, the black cat in the original tarot is like a bad omen. And it's included in this card. It's included in the card that I have because she doesn't care if it's bad luck. She likes her cat. So, like, you've been doing a lot of different things. Maybe you've been getting more connected to the woo or spirituality, or taken up some habits around tarot or astrology, or maybe you're doing, I don't know, you're getting more involved in therapy or healing arts, right? Maybe you have left the traditional paths, or not left altogether, but maybe you have been diversifying your interests away from some of the well-trodden, paths that we were force-fed as children, right? That's the safe way to go. And you've been exploring some of these other more creative ways to show up, right? As in with 10th house energy, where you have a ton of Pentacles here too. It's like, what do you want to be remembered for? We also have the Six of Crystals, which is the Six of Pentacles. It talks about synergy, gratitude, reciprocity. We have justice, getting very clear and seeing your personal truth, right? And I have the 10 of Acorns here as well, 10 of Wands, which talks about responsibility and dedication in this card, right? That push. What house rules what sign rather rules your 10th house? Is it an earth sign? Do you have an earth placement at the top of your chart? If so, it's likely that you have a heavy sense of obligation and duty to the work that you do and the legacy that you leave behind. But maybe you haven't stepped forward in a way, right? Maybe you haven't taken a leadership role, and right, the subconscious yearning for more is becoming more aware, or you're becoming more aware of it in your consciousness. Because at the top of the reading, right, in your conscious energy, I have the World, the Hermit, the Eight of Cups. You're definitely moving forward based upon this internal work that you've done. You're closing a chapter on a prior version of yourself. You're definitely transforming in some way. I have the High Priestess here, a deep knowing, your ability to access sacred knowledge and your own intuition. These gifts you are aware. You have become aware of these gifts. You know, we have the 10 of feathers, the 10 of swords here, which talks about recovery, transformation. It talks about being dead, done, over with most things. But in this depiction, I have the snake, right? The snake is symbolic of transmuting energy and transformation and renewal. And so here, it's like with the hermit beneath it, it's like you've been doing deep work to inside of yourself to kind of figure out, what have I learned along the road of life? And like, what do I want to bring forward with me? And what do I need to leave behind? What do I want that legacy to look like, right? Another theme. If you don't know what you stand for, you'll fall for anything. I think you're finding your voice. I think you're finding your strength. I think you're finding the desire to take meaningful action and to bear responsibility for your actions. Because we also have the traveler here, the fool, which talks about potential. You see nothing but potential on the horizon. And, you know, maybe you felt stagnant for a while, Scorpio, but you know that the energy is starting to move and you're getting ready for that. Your opportunity here is the Two of Wands. So, right, Ace of Wands is where we initiate the idea, the spark, the creative spark. The Two of Wands is where we start to cultivate an idea, a beginning, momentum. We determine what shape we want, or what form we want it to, what shape, what form, what, I don't know what I'm saying here. What shape we want it to take form in. Maybe all the words matter. I don't know. We also have the moon here. So the moon, right? Maybe July is significant. Maybe you are setting the stage and sort of cultivating a plan right now, Scorpio. And come Cancer season, I always read the moon as Cancer. I know the High Priestess is also Cancer. Some people read the moon as Pisces. I don't know. I see it as Cancer. But the moon, maybe it's because I'm a Cancer. But the moon talks about imagination and perception. Okay? So your opportunity is to build a plan around your dream. Build a plan around the idea, the creative idea. And understand that your point of view on whatever this is uniquely yours. And that's what makes it special. That's what makes it something tied to your path. It's not something that anybody could step in and replicate. Whatever you're working on, whatever you want to bring forward, if it's a new project, if it's a new career path, if it's a new partnership, if it's, you know, it's something public, it's something that people will see, 10th house, right? It's something that you need to craft and speak out about. And right, it's uniquely yours. And so this is the energy, right, to really believe in yourself and to cultivate that confidence, to accept that this is your time and to not be scared, and to not fall back into potentially old patterns here. Now in the challenge, right, you know that whatever this is that you're working on is not small. We have the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands, or acorns. 7 of acorns here talks about determination and stamina. 10 of Pentacles is legacy. If we were using the 10 of Pentacles as a timing card, right, 10 years, whatever this is to you, whatever chapter you are beginning, it's a long one. So, right, like if you're at some type of crossroads and you need to make a choice here with the 2 of Wands, if this is sort of a decision point for you, And it could be, because in this depiction of the Two of Wands, I do have the road behind the little kitty with the lock and the key, right? Setting themselves free to go on this new adventure. That's you. You're setting yourself free from the version of yourself that you've been to go on this new adventure. But you need to choose wisely, because it's a long adventure. Like, this isn't a get rich quick scheme, right? Like, this is the thing that you'll be remembered for. This is your life's work. That's big. Scorpio, that's kind of big. So get clear. If you're not already, I think you are, because you have the High Priestess there. You know, you're ending a cycle. You have the High Priestess. You know, maybe you don't want to say it out loud yet, but your soul knows. And the opportunity, right? We have the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Crystals, or the Nine of Pentacles. So, like, this thing is beautiful. You're weaving your web of security and abundance right now. The Queen of Cups is the most nurturing queen of the deck. So whatever this is for you, again, think about where, what sign rules your 10th house. You want to bring your warmth to this next chapter, right? Like, this isn't cutthroat vibes. Like, you want to be soul aligned in this next chapter. You want your legacy to be soul aligned. And you are right now, your opportunity is to weave a web of security around that. This Nine of Crystals card, we have a spider on it, right? It's showing us a spider. And I just think of, like, you have all the tools you need. You have the wisdom from this life and past lives. You have all the wisdom you need to be successful here. And while the Queen of Cups is one of the most nurturing queens in the deck, she also knows how to hold good boundaries for herself, so that she has space to nurture herself and others. And, like, maybe you've historically been a bleeding heart, but no more, right? Like, that's part of the work that you've been doing, is holding space for yourself and not jumping on every opportunity, and not being a bleeding heart and saying, pick me, pick me, pick me, right? Like, you're getting clear on what's for you, what's not for you, and using your discernment. That's great. That's amazing. So I hope you're ready, Scorpio. In your advice, we have the Justice, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Cups. So I kind of sat here for a little bit and I looked at these three cards and I was like, And I think what I kind of got as I sat here, I pulled some clarifiers as well, but I think that there's a moment in time coming your way. Going back to the beginning of the reading with the presence of Mars, and, like, what that is, that's the planet of war and action, right? Scorpio, have you been standing up for yourself? This, to me, suggests that there might be a situation where you become aware of gossip. The Three of Cups does not sit positively with me right now. This doesn't feel like celebration yet. This feels like you become aware of gossip and, like, potential thievery of your path, right? Like, it's like you've been the hermit. You've gone inside, you've done the internal work, and maybe during that time of hermiting and, introspection and things like that, there have been people around you who've tried to step on your cape, hold you back, paint pictures and stories about you and around you that you're not even aware of. But it's like there's going to be some truth, justice. There's going to be truth and clarity around what has happened. and you're pissed about it, and rightfully so, right? The Knight of Wands can indicate rage. Like in this particular depiction, he doesn't look terribly pissed. I've got like a little lizard here on horseback. And I think you've done the work so that you're not actually that pissed. I think with the High Priestess over there, I think that during your period of hermiting that all of this is going on, and you've done so much work to transmute the energy that by the time it happens, you're not going to be that pissed. But nonetheless, right, because you can see it coming down the road, you're going to return to sender, and like that's going to level the scales of justice. So you're already ahead of the game, but you are going to become aware and attuned to things that have happened behind the scenes. And people are going to expect you to be pissed. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe that was part of the image in the persona, right? Got to be careful about Scorpio, right? Scorpions, they know when to sting. People are waiting for you to sting, Scorpio. And I don't think that you're going to do it in the manner that is expected. You might still sting, but it's going to come from a far more well-adjusted, balanced place because you've done so much work already on yourself and you have balanced your emotions. Right? Like you have cultivated a sense of calm in your own presence because your sights are set on your North Node, like what you're here to do, your legacy, the 10th house, what you're going to be remembered for. So like letting this drama from the past bog you down, that ain't it, kid. That's not happening because upon clarification, right, I have the King of Crystals or the King of Pentacles. Courage, commitment, right? Putting in the work, knowing you have it. You got it covered. You don't need to be bothered with this noise. These are people just trying to hold you back. Rise above. I have the Four of Swords, the Four of Feathers, sanctuary, rest, healing. You've done that. You're calm. You can quiet your response to this chaos because you know better. You know that you're the king. You have all, right? It doesn't matter if you're male or female, but you already possess all of those attributes. You've transmuted that energy. You are strong, you are capable, you embody leadership qualities. And it's like, just because somebody says you don't, I mean, what do they know? Maybe they don't. Maybe they only do because of old paradigms, and those are crumbling. So who cares? Screw the noise, because then we have the world. Fulfillment, celebration, you're moving on. You got this. You're done. You're done. So, Scorpio, big moment. You've been working on it though. So if anything, this reading, if you find it, is truly just an affirmation of like, if you feel like what you're doing right now isn't in alignment with like what you're meant to do, you're right. You're right. Don't be scared. Step into it. Know that it's going to take hard work though. Right? So plan for that. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Whatever you do here, be intentional about your next steps. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You're closing out old chapters with old people, with old thought forms that have held you back, and you're ready to step into you, who you're here to be, the leader that you're meant to be. So that's for you, Scorpio. Thanks so much for being here. I hope it helped, and we'll see you on the next one. Hello.